This referendum also presents choices for Indigenous Australians. Do we want our traditional nations, our mobs, made into one harmonious group? Or do we want to be segregated again as a race of people in the Constitution? Do we want traditional owner rights usurped? Do we want to cede the fundamental principles of our cultures that no one speaks for any other people's country? Because that's what the referendum and this Uluru Statement is all about. This month, I had a 4-part series of articles leading up to the referendum day on the 14th of October in the Daily Telegraph, written with Dr. Vicky Greaves-Williams on the Uluru Statement. Both the 439 words on the canvas and the 26-page manifesto that sets out their agenda. What we describe as a symbolic declaration of war against modern Australia. The canvas is a glossy marketing brochure for the misappropriation of culture, a misrepresentation of history, and for a radical and divisive vision of Australia. All done in the name of Indigenous Australians, but working against us. Nearly a decade ago, I gave a speech on Australia Day about reconciliation. I spoke about the difficulties people have moving on from historical grievances and how I thought that could be overcome. The ABC brought this speech into focus again recently, trying to frame it as a fracture in the No campaign. I should thank the ABC for giving it renewed attention, because my speech highlighted a lingering cloud that shadows the choices we face. The theme of the speech comes from my Catholic faith. Reconciliation is about absolution, I should say, from past sins, and it has 2 parts, sorry and forgiveness. I said, in this country we talk a lot about sorry, but we never talk about the forgiveness part. I said it's not enough that Australia says sorry. Indigenous people also need to forgive Australia as a nation. Many Aboriginals feel angry about past wrongdoings, but these events cannot be undone. So as Aboriginals, we have a choice to continue to feel aggrieved or to draw a line in history and not be captive to that past. Always remember, never forget the history, learn from it, but move forward. The Uluru Statement couldn't be further from the idea of reconciliation. The full manifesto is steeped in grievance. It sees Indigenous Australians as trapped in victimhood and oppression, not free or able to make their own decisions. Self-determination is an unrealised aspiration. This is a lie. It includes a self-proclaimed history of Indigenous Australia called Our Story, written to shame Australians about their non-Indigenous ancestors and Australia's founding. No nation has had a perfect beginning. Most have had bloody and brutal beginnings, founded in invasion, conquest, revolution or war. I don't judge a nation by the worst of its history, but by how it seeks to become its better self. And by that measure, I judge Australia well. I can't think of any nation that has overcome the conflicts and injustice of its past better than Australia. we have taken the best of our history and built a nation where everyone is equal, where any person, regardless of their origin, can aspire to and achieve the highest.